Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through Exodus right now, and the section we're going through is the 10 plagues that God sent upon Pharaoh and the Egyptians to show that he is God, and for Pharaoh to finally let the people go. Pharaoh's heart was hard against God, and in fact, at the beginning, he said, "Man, I don't know God. It's not my concern." And but here he's going to get to know God really well with all these plays going on. We talked about the gnats yesterday, and that was just an annoying thing. This is another one that's annoying also, but it also can affect you. If you go back to what we talked about back when we did a section of Psalm 23 and how a shepherd looks after his sheep and stuff like that. The plague today is dealing with flies, and flies get into animals, and specifically sheep we were talking about then, goes into the nose, and when it goes into the nose, it lays its eggs in there, and then the sheep can go berserk and crazy because they're trying to get the flies out of the nose, and then the larvae and all that stuff, the eggs that are hatched in or laying and then hatched in the nose, can make it really, really miserable for sheep. And the shepherd will put oil around the nose to keep the flies from going in there. Well, so this plague will have an effect on the people like that, because the flies back in that area in Egypt like that are ones that lay eggs inside of you and in your nose and everything, and they do it with the livestock too. So let's read here today. And it's taken today from, this is the fourth plague. This is Exodus chapter 8, verses 20 to 32. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and confront." It says confront, not comfort. When I first read that, I was like, oh, he's going to comfort Pharaoh. No, he's going to confront him as he goes down to the river, and say to him, "This is what the Lord says. Let my people go so that they may worship me. If you do not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies on you and your officials and on your people and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of flies, even the ground will be covered with them." All right. Verse 22. "But on that day I will deal differently with the land of Goshen, where my people live. No swarms of flies will be there, so that you will know that I, the Lord, am in this land, and I will make a distinction between my people and your people. This sign will occur tomorrow." Okay, so now the plagues have taken place, all over Egypt before this, but God is saying, with this plague, with the flies, it's going to be different. With my chosen people, the Hebrew people, it won't happen to them at all. There won't be swarms of flies in the land there, but they will be, and they will be affecting the people of Egypt. Okay? Verse 24. And the Lord did this. Dense swarms of flies poured into Pharaoh's palace and into the houses of his officials. Throughout Egypt, the land was ruined by flies. Wow, the land was ruined by flies. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Go sacrifice to your God here in the land." Okay, so it looks like Pharaoh is conceding. However, if you read that carefully, he says, "Go and sacrifice to the Lord your God in the land." Moses never asked to do sacrifices in the land. So Pharaoh is trying to wheel and deal here. He's not just saying go sacrifice. And so let's see what happens here. Verse 26. But Moses said, "That would not be right. The sacrifices we offer the Lord our God would be detestable to the Egyptians. And if we offer the sacrifices that are detestable in their eyes, will they not stone us? We must take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God as he commanded us." Okay. And remember, these guys, the Hebrews, are shepherds, and they were despised as shepherds when they first came into the land. That's why they're in the land of Goshen and not in Egypt. Verse 28, Pharaoh said, "I will let you go to offer sacrifices to the Lord your God in the wilderness, but you must not go very far. Now pray for me." So he's still not conceding all the way. He's saying, oh, you can go, but don't go very far. Okay, still trying to wheel and deal, but God doesn't want any wheeling and dealing. It's either accepting him altogether or not at all. All right. Moses answered, as soon as I leave you, I will pray to the Lord, and tomorrow the flies will leave Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Only let Pharaoh be sure that he does not act deceitfully again by letting the people go offer sacrifices to the Lord. Then Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord, and the Lord did what Moses asked. The flies left Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Not a fly remained, but this time also Pharaoh hardened his heart and would not let his people go. What I want you to see from this particular plague was, it's obvious, that we talked about the flies and how much of a nuisance they are and health hazard and everything else, and them laying eggs inside you and inside the animals. The flies, again, we're talking about how God is confronting these false gods here. Re is a sun god, or the god of Ucharit, possibly represented by the fly. Okay, so you have gods representing by the flies here. All right. But here, as we went through this, you saw several times that Pharaoh was trying to wheel and deal. And he was not going to just let the people go. He was trying to make a deal and not give in all the way, but make some compromises. And as you can see here, Moses didn't accept those compromises. He didn't go, oh, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, we'll compromise. God was not in the wheeling and dealing. He wasn't wheeling and dealing. It was either his way or not at all. And so that's what Moses said to Pharaoh. We're not doing any wheeling and dealing. It's either you let the people go or not. So today, you have people like that still that are trying to wheel and deal with God. Hey, God, I'll serve you, but I need this and this and this. And no, we either come to God on His terms, or we don't come at all. Okay, God's not wheeling and dealing with us. We come to God, totally surrender to God, and that's what Pharaoh needed to do. He needed to totally surrender to God, but he was not willing to do it. So what I'd like to say to you today is this: surrender totally to God. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Exodus. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.